She's done very well and adjusted to college really well and confident, and has improved significantly in all her events, cross country as well.
Here's how the 12 athletes in this second semifinal will line up. On position number 9, Grace Heimsfeld of Arkansas at the conference meet, the SEC conference meet in Columbia, Missouri. She took a nasty spill off the water jump about halfway through the race. Got herself up, was very smart about the way she methodically and slowly got herself back up with the leaders and went on to win the race in a conference best time, and luckily suffered no ill effects from the fall. Quigley second coming into this event
on the collegiate list. Yep. And talk about being just a sophomore and having some seasoning. She competed in this event as a freshman and finished 5th.
She's the ACC champ this year. I'm checking my stats. Heimsfeld actually finished second in that race, but was under her personal best, and both of the winner and second were under the meet record.
This is an event that you don't get a chance if you're on a college track team, men or women, to run often. And the way things are contested these days, they don't have many quadrangular meets. You have a conference championship. You don't get a chance to do this event very often. And you wind up running 1,500 meters or 5K or something like that in other meets. And so the end result is the event is kind of new. And in this field of athletes, 17 of them have had best times in the last 2 months here of the 24 athletes competing. And again, I remember myself, I ran this event, and each time I just got better and better and better because I was so new at it, and I struggled the first time particularly with the hurdles and the water jump, trying to take it rhythmically and all that stuff. Pace is moderate out there right now. Quigley looks to be controlling everything. Good form over the barrier has she.
Preparing to come around to the first water jump. They go by it the first time, the way that the track is configured here with the water jump on the inside of the track.
Quigley's the first over.
28 hurdles, 7 water jumps in the event. Simulates cross-country running on the track. The barriers they're jumping, don't move. You don't want to hit them. Trust me, it's much different than a high hurdle race. They are 2.5 feet high for the ladies, these barriers, and 3 feet for the men.
So Quigley continues to lead over Amber Henry of Weber State. But the entire field is pretty well bunched up.
Henry considered among the top 5 from a seeding standpoint. She herself at Weber trains up at some altitude. She's run 9:51. So the 2 best from a time standpoint, 2 of the very best from a time standpoint, are running side by side and taking the barriers in unison. 9:49 is what the time, her best time so far this year for Quigley is.
Heimsfeld is up there in 3rd, and Leah O'Connor, a sophomore from Michigan State, in 4th. Remember, it's the top 5 automatically qualifying, and then the next 2 fastest time over the 2 semifinal heats.
Quigley from FSU right there, National Merit Scholar in high school, and the Missouri High School Female Track and Field Athlete of the Year. Her senior year.
Makes it 7.
Quigley seems to be perfectly comfortable letting Amber Henry pace the race. A completely different race from the first one, with Emma Coburn just out there dominating and leading by upwards of 70 meters.
The talent road is closely bunched in this event, and if we look back on the others, they were much closer together after you separate the star quality of Emma Coburn.
So Leah O'Connor of Michigan State's now moved into third. Grace Heimsfeld in fourth.
So Darrell Flowery of Kansas State will take the final jump here in round 122 long jump.
And from Georgia, that is Leslie Boozer. So those are the top five, and if things were to remain the same as they are now, they would automatically qualify through to the final.
In the field here among 24 athletes, the fastest 7 have all broken under 10 minutes in the 2 heats. And the 8th fastest is in this race we've been talking about, Grace Heimsfeld, out of the SEC.
She's knocking on the door of 10 minutes.
Everybody else with a chance to do so.
So it continues to be Amber Henry and Colleen Quigley and Leah O'Connor, Grace Heimsfeld.
And you know, this is the way you want to run, Dwight. You really do. If you want to be comfortable, as these two ladies to me look up there, they know they just want to be in the top 5. No reason to push. It's almost like going out on a trail run. You got somebody with you and you kind of share the load. It makes it easier. You can kind of listen to the person's breathing and see whether they're struggling. I don't think either of them want to push the lead, but they do want to qualify for the finals. That's the most important thing, as we've touched on. And when you get back to 4th and 5th, they are surrounded by other runners, and the stress factor is really there.
Victoria Veronco of Eastern Michigan was 5th, but there's a lot of contest for that 5th position, even now, with plenty of racing left to do. But when you have a bad water jump, that just has to stifle your momentum so much. It must be like starting all over.
When you misjudge it, yes, you do. Another point also, I've only mentioned this once or twice, I guess, in my career, but I remember running the Southern California Championships, and I had done the best workouts I'd ever done in my life. I decided I was going to go out and run really hard. And I had this huge lead, and I was over 100 yards, and I went out too hard, and it was a lap or 2 to go, and I was dying, and I knew it. And I just, that last lap was so painful. I still had a big lead, but I remember the agony so greatly. And I got to the last water jump, and my knee buckled, and I went in face first, type into the water jump, just picked myself up on will, and said, get going, get going. And I thought I hung on that last hurdle for about 2 seconds. I swore. I won, but I never forgot the pain, and it teaches you not to go out too hard or be overconfident.
Courtney Fryricks of UMKC has moved into 4th. It's starting to get interesting out there now. University of Missouri, Kansas City.
That's where the race is. That pack you're looking at right there. These two are clear of everybody. You can tell by the bounce in their step. They are absolutely comfortable. I don't think anybody fades from that lead 2. And they're in great shape as they come up to, I believe it's going to be 2 laps to go here, coming up.
But there, the battle is really for those last couple of automatic qualifying positions. No less than 4 women, and there's only 2 spots that they can take automatically. Fryricks is now clear in 3rd, but that can change. A lot going on back there behind them. Martina Tresh of Kansas State making a move into 4th. And Leah O'Connor of Michigan State hanging in there as well.
4, 5, 6, and 7.
2 laps remaining.
Got one of those in infield.
So it's been mostly Amber Henry. Colleen Quigley had the lead for a while, but she's been happy to just run side by side with the Weber State senior.
It's amazing watching them. They've got the same stride pattern. They both have the same upper arm movements. They're clearing the hurdles in total unison. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's just like they're out on a run.
And Quigley now decides to make a little move there, and Amber Henry covers it. Fryricks.
Part of the reason you do that, if you see somebody accelerate, they are taught in training sometimes to pick up their pace as they approach the water jump, just to help them clear it. The water helps you land on one leg because it cushions the pounding as you come off the barrier and makes it easier and gives you confidence to step in and out.
1 lap to go. Colleen Quigley and Amber Henry, stride for stride, side by side.
They're running 80-second laps, including the hurdles and the water jump. Right around a 5:25 mile pace is what they're clicking off, clearing these barriers and jumping into the water and out again. Let's see if they decide that just for pride's sake, person, I'd like to be the victor here.
Runners on the backstretch for the final time.
So it's Henry leading over Quigley, then Fredericks. Martina Tresh of K-State is solidly in 4th. And then Leah O'Connor of Michigan State. And Heimsfeld going to have to make a move of some kind to get into the top 5. She chops her step badly to get over that barrier.
Quigley by some picked to be second, and Amber Henry from Weber State up in the top 5 as well. Let's see if Quigley just says from a pride standpoint, I might as well test my speed a little bit, see if I can make a move off this last hurdle, or she just sits tight. Nope, she's going to be content for second place, it looks like, which is totally fine.
So it will be Amber Henry, the senior from Weber State, winning this second semifinal over sophomore Colleen Quigley of Florida State. Then it is Courtney Frerish of the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Then K-State's Martina Tresh. And then it looks like Grace Heimsfeld may have come up right at the line to nip that 5th and final automatic qualifier. Yes, she did by by the 1600ths of a second. It looked closer than that, but let's look at that. There's 4th. Here comes 5th. Really, how much effort did you really save by letting up there and giving away the final qualifier?
Heimsfeld, a wonderful story of hard work and improvement down there in her days at Arkansas. She's just a junior, but she was the first Arkansas high school athlete to get under 5 minutes for the mile.
I don't believe there will be any time qualifiers from that heat, which means
right, I agree with you.
That Leah O'Connor just basically gave away her qualifying position by letting up at the tape. Amber Henry wins it, the only one under 10 minutes on that particular semifinal. Colleen Quigley looking very easy in 2nd. Courtney Frerish finishes 3rd. But the story is really just letting it happen, letting it just slip from your fingers right at the line.